So for the next video, I'm going to show you some basic file manipulations. So the stuff that you usually do, editing and making new files, removing files, all this kind of needs to be explained to Git what you're doing so that the database entries are changed correspondingly. But don't worry, it's not as bad as it sounds. So let's go back to our first example. So again, we have these three files, and now let's actually do something with them. They are already part of the database as it is. So maybe just add a new file, okay? So easiest thing to do. Now we have a new file, and let's check what Git status thinks about it. So it sees that there's an untracked file, a new one, file 3, and this is not part of the database, and it's not going to be if we commit something. So in order to get this tracked, we need to stage it. And we do this by saying git add, and then giving the file name, file 3, or saying git add dot, and then it adds everything in this folder and all subfolders. Okay. Let's see. Good, and now it sees there's a new file that is about to be committed. Let's commit the new file. Give a commit message, and we say file 3. Good. Git status now tells us we are on branch master. Nothing to commit working tree, clean. Everything that is in the working tree is already part of the database, but our branch is ahead of origin master, which is the server. So we have more commits on Ollie than on the server, and we should type git push to synchronize this. We're not going to do this right now. Okay, so let's type git log to see what we have done in this project so far. Is not a lot. So we have one commit here, that's the last one. The name was file 3, was the stuff that we already did just now. And before that, you see, a couple of minutes before, there was our first commit that was from the first video. Okay, so there's only 2 commits. By the way, these huge numbers here, that's the commit hashes. If you want to address one certain commit later, this is the address of the commit. We only have 2 of them right now. Good. Let's see what happens if we type git diff. Git diff generally shows us the changes that we have made since the last commit. Nothing, because we have done nothing since last commit. Let's change that. Let's actually edit one of the files. The new one, let's say. I'm typing some important stuff. Okay, let's see what git status tells us. There's no new file, but it sees that the file 3 has been modified. It is not staged. That means that it is not part of the database and not to be committed if we don't say anything. Let's see what git diff tells us. Okay, that tells us in detail that something happened to file 3, and it's a new line in line number 1. This is line number 1, sorry, and it says that what changed is there's new text, some important stuff. So from git diff we can already see what changed. Okay, we want to stage this. Git add I'm lazy dot. Let's type git diff again. Now it's gone. Where is it? So git diff only tells us the unstaged differences. If we want the staged ones also, we can say staged or cached, and then we see them again. Okay. So the thing we need to do now is to commit the stuff. Let's do that later. Now let's make a new file. Okay, call this new file. Okay, and let's assume I have not seen that I've done a typo, and I'm going to add this now and commit it. Oh no, there's a typo. It's not supposed to be new fail, it's supposed to be new file. So how can I do this? I can rename it now, but that might lead to Git getting a little bit confused where the old file is and there's suddenly a new file. So what we can do is say git move new fail to new file. And that's not only renaming it, but also making a link in the database between new file and new fail so that it remembers that before we renamed it, it was called new fail. So for now, that is not doing a lot because there's nothing in it. But if you have a long history of work on one file and then you rename it, you want that history be also the history of the new file. Okay, so that's why we need to rename it using git move rather than move. Good. So another one. Good. So let's say we want to get rid of this last file that I just wrote, stuff I don't need. How can we do this? We could just type remove. Maybe we do this. Okay, what does Git think about this? Oh, Git says it is deleted, but this is a change. Deletion is also a change that is not going to be committed. That means if you pull this project somewhere else, the file is still going to be there, which is a great thing. So actually, if I want it back, let's say I removed it, but I didn't really want to, I can say git checkout minus minus, and then I need the name of the file. Let's see. Oh, it's back again. Okay, that's the fun about the database. It's all somewhere and you can have it back really easily. So let's assume we really want to have it out of our project for the future and not get it back automatically each time we clone it. So we could just type git remove and then the name. And now it says it's going to be deleted. Changes to be committed. So this happens when we type git commit. Then it's out of the database. We can still get it back if we get it from a different commit. It's still in the database, but it's not going to turn up in the future. Good. You can have the same result if you remove a file. See, and then git add. I know it sounds weird. We're adding file 3, but actually what this means is we're adding the changes that we did to file 3 to the database. So the change that we did to the database was deleting file 3. And this is now added to all the staged stuff. So let's check. That's what I meant. So even though it is called git add, it does not mean that it adds the file back. It adds the changes to the database. So if we commit this now, then file 3 and stuff I don't need are both gone. Actually, I want file 3 back, so I can say reset head. Head is always the last commit. And then file 3. Okay. Then it's unstaged. It's still deleted though. and I can get it back, as I've shown you before, like this. And then only stuff I don't need is going to be deleted. Let's do that. Great. Let's type git log. We have some commits now, and the last one was the delete one just now. Okay, I think that for now is the basics that you need to know about for basic file handling. The most important stuff is how to get back something that you deleted. Even if you committed a deletion like with stuff I don't need, which happened in this commit, you can still get it back from an earlier commit because it used to be here, right? So nothing's really gone forever. If you're using Git, there's always something that you can recover. Let's say, except you go and remove the whole project from the server. But as long as you frequently synchronize something with the server, then yeah, you will never lose your work again.